This channel is proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out the link to their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released the Darker RPG, a tabletop role-playing game of supernatural and existential horror. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring The Woods Roar, a one-shot adventure for Reputation 1 Magi-Knights, for the Magi-Knights Awakening tabletop RPG. Now let's talk about the quality of the PDF. The PDF doesn't have bookmarks and no hyperlinks, but it's a really short PDF, only 14 pages long, so it won't present an obstacle when navigating the document. Everything is well written, organized and explained, with the graphic design using the same layout from the Magi-Knights Awakening core rulebook. Now when it comes to the illustrations and the art, for the most part they are great. However, there is this illustration of one of the non-player characters, Doyle. This illustration could certainly use some polish. The perspective, the angles, the sense of depth could definitely use some work. For example, in the case of the face of the non-player character, it looks like he's gazing at something above the dog's ears. The eyes are not exactly in good alignment. And when it comes to the smaller dog on the right, the eye feels as if it is melting off of the face. There is something strange about the perspective, the angles. Definitely more practice is needed when it comes to the angles and the sense of perspective. The dog on the left looks pretty good, pretty decent, I would say, when compared to the other two elements, which is the non-player character Doyle and the dog. So overall the quality is good, despite needing some polish in those respects. Now let's talk about the contents, and this review is going to contain spoilers, so please keep that in mind. The adventure is very simple, but it has some interesting twists. Doyle has a dog missing. His dog, by the name of Marshmallow, disappeared during the night. He thinks that perhaps she went into the woods near the house and got lost there. The player characters could get involved by talking to Doyle, or during their own investigations. There are some rumors about a strange beast lurking around the woods. Regardless of how they get involved, now the player characters need to carry out their investigations. First, they will discover an abandoned van off the road. It has been seemingly crushed by some very strong creature or entity. The windows, some sections of the van, have been smashed into it. And there are a couple of cultists trapped in a pit. It turns out that there is a Sasquatch sort of creature that got into a fight with them. The creature won and tossed them into this pit. So now the player characters need to deal with these cultists. Perhaps they will form a temporary truce, because these cultists actually kidnapped the dog. They are the ones who took Marshmallow. And everyone knows that you shouldn't leave your pets with cultists. They are always doing those creepy ceremonies. If the player characters meet up with Sasquatch, the beast thinks that the player characters are also part of the cult, of the bad guys. And they cannot transform because Sasquatch is not exactly the sort of threat that triggers the transformation into super-powered magical girl, super sentai heroes. So now the player characters need to run away, need to run as fast as possible, evade the Sasquatch. Eventually they could reach the location where the cultists have been creating a spectral tether, and they will see Marshmallow trapped there. And so now the cultists become the enemies. The player characters need to fight these cultists, but it is possible that Sasquatch will make its way into the battlefield. So now it's a battle royale between the Sasquatch, the player characters and the cultists. If the player characters manage to stop the cultists and keep the spectral tether from being formed or finished, now the Sasquatch is their ally. The Sasquatch will respect them and perhaps will come to their aid in future parts of this campaign, who knows. And this concludes my review. So what do I think about The Woods Roar? I think this is a great adventure. The other two adventures by Devon, they are good, but they feature urban environments. This is a good change of pace or environment. So I would recommend using this adventure between two urban adventures. Perhaps they go into the city and now they need to tackle this wilderness related problem. I also enjoy the twists. At first, the player characters are not exactly certain of what is going on, who is their enemy. So first they are perhaps interacting peacefully with the cultists, and then they have to contend with the Sasquatch, and then they have to fight the cultists, and then they have to fight the Sasquatch, and perhaps later on the Sasquatch will become an ally for the rest of the campaign, who knows. So overall, I recommend that you get The Woods Roar. Thank you for watching this review. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel through PayPal or DroidRPG, the information will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been Abraham El Jaguar, a professional game master. I am currently unavailable for professional sessions because I am handling business out of town. But I will leave my contact information in the description and in the pinned comment for when I am available again. And remember, in tabletop RPGs, it's not about what you want your characters to do, it's about what your characters are doing. Once again, thank you and see you later.